Hello everyone and welcome to a new podcast in our CyberSecurity Leaders ecosystem. We are very honored to have an interview today with Brigadier General Mr. Rami Efrati.
My pleasure.
Mr. Rami, thank you very much for this interview. It's a great opportunity to us to understand some important aspects in cybersecurity. Let's start. Mr. Rami, everybody knows that there are a lot of challenges in Israel now in 2024. Please tell us what are the top challenges now in cybersecurity field.
First of all, I would like very much to thank the cybersecurity leaders for inviting me to Romania. I always like to come back to Romania. It's not my first time. I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you very much.
Cybersecurity Leaders was a big success with very top professional people. So I really think that it was good, and I'm happy that I was here.
Thank you.
Israel is facing very hard time these days because we are in war. Source of iron is still the name of this war, and we are fighting both physically but also digitally, because the main things that are happening to us in the digital world are, first of all, kind of cyber attacks, and also a kind of how would I call it, multimedia new war, which affects us both in the fake news, psychological warfare, and using all kind of tools like TikTok, Amazon, and all Facebook, and all the others every day. So our main challenges these days are, first of all, to make sure that the war will end, and hopefully all the 133 hostages that I'm dealing with them during the last 6 months will come back safely home. But much more than that, we are facing big kind of cyber attacks. Cyber attacks are coming mainly, officially maybe, from Hamas and Hezbollah, but as a matter of fact, they are coming mainly from Iran. Not that other countries are not taking a part, but Iran is supporting both Hamas and Hezbollah, so they are giving them a lot of tools, and they are trying to affect our life, both in the critical infrastructure and also in hospitals and other things that can change our life.
Very difficult situation.
It's a very difficult situation, but luckily we have very good people. We have the Israeli National Cyber Directorate that is taking care of this as well, and most of the population in Israel are aware that things can happen, and they try as much as they can, not just to echo whatever somebody sent them on TikTok or Instagram. And but I have to say that many of these fake news start to affect other people who doesn't know the real truth.
Yes, luckily they have an open mind.
In a war, while nobody knows too many things, anything that comes through this the network start to have an echo by everyone. And suddenly, the first one who is saying something in the morning, you can find out suddenly that hundreds of people or hundreds of thousands are echo it at the evening. And also it is changing, because the first one said something, all the rest are changing it as well. But the most important thing is to show the truth. Showing the truth means that, okay, people can send fake news and other, but we have to find and show the truth. Sometimes the truth is not easy to identify, but in many cases you have to be prepared, and I believe that Israel did a great job in order to be well prepared, not that we have a 100% good solution.
Are there any risk of online manipulation in Israel in context of geopolitical threats now and the complex situation in Middle East?
Yes, for sure. There is no doubt that especially Hamas and Hezbollah are trying to take old pictures. They are trying to make kind of disinformation in order to show things that as if Israel did it, but Israel didn't do it. They try to use information in order to show that things that happened and are not real really happened, and we have to act very quickly. In the media war, you cannot wait. You cannot wait and say, okay, I will come out with a solution in the evening, because meanwhile you saw it in in Al Jazeera, and you saw it in many other TV stations all over the world. And when it started to affect the people, it's very hard to take it out of them, even if you come with the truth.
Yes, it's a very hard situation.
Yes, the situation
to
is
deal
not.
with.
Yes, I think one of the most important things that we learned, and I try to speak about it today at CyberSecurity Leaders here in Romania, is that you have to be prepared for this kind. You have to be prepared by preparing yourself to identify fake news, disinformation, misinformation. On the other hand, you have to also to make sure that if you make a campaign by yourself, it has to be also done by professional people.
Yes.
If you are not prepared, and I will speak about preparedness, then it takes time. When it takes time, you lost the war. But in order to win the war, you have to make many exercises during peacetime. When you make an exercise during peacetime, you make sure that the people knows at least what kind of scenarios they are going to face, and they know also how to act accordingly. And I think this war came to us as a big surprise, unfortunately. And this is something that we have to learn. But during the time, and now we are more than 6 months in this war, I think that we did better and better. I don't think it is the best success that we have ever had, but we are making it better. The problem is that there are not so many technologies dealing with it. When you deal with cyber, we have so many experts, we have so many cybersecurity companies, we have so many new technologies, but in misinformation or fake news or psychological warfare, we have to come out with new companies. We have some in Israel, but I cannot say that this is enough. I cannot even say that they can say, and if they say it is not true, that, okay, we can identify every fake news and say this is fake. Because when you identify that this is fake, you have also to show it to the public that it is fake.
There is a way to combat the fake news?
You need to have many people. You have to watch all the network and social networks in order to see what is going on. You have to listen to the other side. What does he say? You have to understand that if something happened, you are prepared to say other things. I'll give you an example in a second. If you are not doing it, you lose the war. When there was a missile shot by Hamas, and because it was malfunctioning, it fell over a hospital, and the Hamas was very quickly acting, saying this is done, and people died by Israel, we had to do it very quickly. We did it quickly, but not quick enough. So whenever we found out, and even American checked it and say, yes, it was not done by Israelis, it was a little bit too slow to answer. So this war is the speed of light. The minute you publish something, at that minute you have to act. You don't act, you will lose this kind of war.
Thank you very much for answer. Where do you see Central and Eastern Europe and Romania compared to Israel?
First of all, you have to identify who is dealing with these things. It was a big question in Israel. Now there is quite a solution, but I'm not sure how good it is. But in Romania, I don't know who is taking care. It's not a question that I criticize Romania. It is this problem that has all over the world. That now we have to understand the way that we were preparing for cybersecurity against cyber attacks. We have to make, I call it influence technology against this kind of war, against psychological war. If we will be prepared, if we will have the technology, if we will have the right people, if we will have the right regulations and the right laws, because otherwise you come out suddenly to GDPR and privacy that you don't want to deal with. If you will do all of this and you will make all the relevant exercise, there is a chance that you will do it better. You will never have a 100% success.
But we have to be prepared.
You have to be prepared in Romania. We have to do it much better in Israel. You have to do it all over. And what's going on in Europe, we are going for election. When you are going to election, this is the best field for fake news. because you want to affect the voters who are going to decide for somebody, and you would like also to affect the government to see how they are going to react. So an election is only one kind, it's a kind of war, but let's call it, it's not a physical war, but the results can be very dangerous. So you have to be prepared for this. When you're dealing with elections, you have to deal also with cyber attacks, because some people will try to get inside and to affect all your database and your data.
Of course. What are some interesting particularities in this region and Romania in general in cybersecurity? Where do you see a potential?
Romanian people are very smart. I know them. I know them for many years. And the government has to find a way how to make sure that the young people will deal with cyber, will get enough money to live in honor, and also that they will stay in Romania. If all the young talented people will go to universities in Romania, will work for the government, then they will leave quickly to other companies, you lost the war. And you have to find special mechanism in order, or platforms, in order to make sure that here we found a way how to make sure that the young people will stay. We in Israel even found a way how to make them working for the government. Not for hundreds of years, but at least for 5 years, to get experience. And we pay them more than the regular salary, but less than whatever any high-tech company will pay them as well. And there are many ideas. And Israel is ready to share these ideas together with Romania. We are good friends, and we are working together for many years. But we have to do it. So first of all, you have to make sure that you have enough people, that you train them, and that they are doing the right way, the right things. Second is the academia. You need to start teaching in Romania all the new acronyms that we learn every day. AI, ML, artificial intelligence and machine learning. You have to start teaching crypto analysis. You have to make sure that you speak about wallets and cryptography. These are things that you cannot learn just by yourself. You need to practice. You need to go to the university. Everything good starts with the university. Later it is going to become also business. Okay. So I believe that you are on the right way, and I believe that it will take some time, and we are ready to help. The second one is people are still not having the real awareness that cyber can really attack them and affect their lives dramatically. And if the government, as well as the civilians, will not understand that cyber costs money, and it's a lot of money, and you have to prepare, and they will not be prepared, you can find yourself suddenly in a situation that you are in a chaos. So you have to make it the right way. I'm very happy that Dan Campau is now dealing with the civilian part. I believe that it is a must to work together on this field. And the last thing, prepare the mechanism, the platform for young, talented people in Romania who has ideas, who would like to start new startups, by supporting them financially, academically, and many other tools that we invented in Israel for years. But it's something that is not a secret, so we can talk and find out the right way.
Thank you very much for being here today, Mr. General Rami. And we are waiting for you at the next edition of our CyberSecurity.
Thank you very much. I will always like to come to Romania. I like to come here to make business. I believe that we can do business together. I believe that a lot of areas that we identified already were not yet identified in Romania, but let's start and doing it. And the last message is to the government. Cyber costs a lot of money. You need to allocate huge amount of money, multi-millions, in order to make sure that Romania is going to be one of the most secured countries against cybersecurity. If you are not going to do it, you will find yourself in a very bizarre situation that nobody would like to have. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.